Yo, welcome everyone. Bitcoin has gotten a really nice pump, but unfortunately, I do not trust it. Be careful now and get ready for the next move. Let me show you. Now, first you're going to notice Bitcoin definitely hit our anchored VWAP area of resistance almost to the exact dollar accuracy only a few hours ago. But then suddenly we got another rotation towards the upside, slightly higher than our area of resistance, but still right now we are getting another rejection back towards the downside. Yes, for complete transparency, I got stopped out on one of my short trades. I was entering approximately at this specific area. My stop loss was exactly above the high, and of course, because Bitcoin got another push up, I got stopped out. But nevertheless, I was still adding slightly more capital to my short trade on Bitcoin that I did enter much higher, and right now the average entry price is approximately 84,300 US dollars. And also, I was doing the exact same thing with Ethereum. Overall speaking, I still do think Bitcoin is going to get another major push towards downside, and even later in the video, we are going to compare our current price action with the one we got back in January 2026 and also with the price action back from 2022 when Bitcoin was pushing towards the upside, but nevertheless then eventually got another rotation back down below the recent low right here, below 17,000 US dollars. But nevertheless, let's right now pay attention to exactly what is happening for the past few hours, because the reality is, sure, we are pushing right here towards the upside. Bitcoin hit a very important area of resistance, but of course the biggest question I do think you right now have is the top on Bitcoin right now actually in? And to be honest, unfortunately, I do not have a crystal ball to know exactly if the top on Bitcoin is right now finally in and we are going to get already a major push down. However, we can right now pay attention to the market structure and of course also to the average trend. And going right now with our exponential moving averages, for example, on the 2-hourly time frame and also on the 1-hourly time frame, it does look like we are still being in quite a nice uptrend. Also on the 4-hourly time frame, as we were saying in our yesterday's video, we were able to get a bullish cross with our 50 and the 200 EMA. So it does look like, locally speaking, on all of those time frames, Bitcoin is right now moving in an uptrend. Also, what is the market structure right now looking like? Because it also seems like Bitcoin for the past few days right here has simply been forming brand new higher highs, higher lows, another higher high, another higher low, and also right now this is simply going to be another higher high, potentially another higher low, and we could continue the trend much higher towards the upside. But the reality right now is we can still talk about the first very important area of support that potentially, if lost towards the downside, it is going to be the first sign of weakness. And of course, we need to pay attention directly towards our liquidity levels at approximately 73,000 US dollars, because what you're going to notice, Bitcoin, after grabbing the liquidity above the recent high, got a push towards downside, but actually did not take the liquidity below this specific low. So what does that exactly mean? It means right now we do have a brand new liquidity level at approximately 72,800 US dollars. And trust me, this specific level is actually not a random one. Let's zoom out, let's just say on the 2-hourly time frame, where we are going to be connecting our higher lows with a trendline area of support, going with this specific low and connecting all of our higher lows right here. You can right to see Bitcoin does have a trendline area of support aligning some kind of nicely with the liquidity level right here at approximately 72,800. And also, of course, what you're going to see, if Bitcoin then does get a bounce towards the upside, this right here could form a potential head and shoulders pattern. Left shoulder on Bitcoin, head right here, and of course, if a push towards the upside is going to look weak on a low volume, it could simply be a right shoulder, and we are forming right here some kind of a head and shoulders pattern, which of course usually it is a reversal pattern. That is right why I would really appreciate if you smash up the like button, because 1,000 likes are definitely possible, and of course also thank you for subscribing to the channel. Right now, let me go back in 2022 for us to compare the current price action with the one we were getting in the previous bear market. Because what you're right here going to notice that was happening many years ago, before Bitcoin then actually got another quite a significant collapse back down below the previous low, below 17,000 US dollars. Because you're going to see we were grinding towards the upside, forming a lot of brand new higher highs and also a lot of brand new higher lows. and it really does seem like every single push towards the upside was getting smaller and smaller and smaller, grabbing the liquidity above the recent high. But then eventually everything collapsed back down. And so far, this specific price action looks extremely similar to the one we are getting literally right now in 2026. And also, remember from our yesterday's video when we were talking about the trendline area of resistance, what we are right now going to do. We are not going to be using the log scale, we are using the normal scale here, and we are simply going to connect the previous all-time high from 69,000 US dollars with the lower high Bitcoin formed only a few months later. And you're going to also notice, no, we did not test this specific level, we came very close to it, and only then Bitcoin already got another push towards upside. And what you're right now going to see, remembered about the trend line I mentioned in the yesterday's video. You can see Bitcoin is definitely coming very close towards this specific level, and right now, of course, it looks very similar exactly towards the price action from 2022. We definitely did not hit the level, and then of course Bitcoin got another push towards downside. So I would say like that, according to the theory from 2022, Bitcoin stop could right now already be in, and we are already right now looking for another push towards downside. But of course the reality is, what if we right now compare this specific price action to the one we were getting back in January 2026, only a few months ago? Because right here there is something very similar that could potentially happen also right now, which is going to mean we actually go higher here, we hit our trend line area of resistance, maybe even slightly higher, and only then we do get another push down. With both of those scenarios, both of them pretty much right now are saying to us we are expecting another push down below the recent low right here. But the only question right now is, are we topping out already at this area and getting a push down, or simply are we going to go higher and then get a push down? Because right now the scenario from January 2026 is actually saying to us slightly higher targets are right now possible on Bitcoin, exactly towards another liquidity level. Because what you're right now going to see, in January Bitcoin got a push towards the upside and actually took the liquidity at the daily order block. Only after taking the liquidity we got a rejection back down. And what you're right now going to see on the Bitcoin chart itself, the daily order block, or also we can say the daily area of resistance, is coming in at 78,600, literally the level I was already mentioning yesterday. And also exactly at this specific level we do have a liquidity level on Bitcoin exactly the same as in January 2026. So right, of course, it does look like Bitcoin potentially can already get a push down from the area where we are and go below 60,000 US dollars straight away, or simply get another push up, hit our trend line, hit the area of resistance, and then get a rejection back down. But of course, how are we right now going to approach the chart for us to fire another short or sell trade? Because the reality is, we don't have to right now guess up or down. The only thing we need to pay attention to right here is going to be if Bitcoin is going to get a sign of weakness or not. And as we said before, right now simply pay attention to the reaction that might happen approximately at this specific area if we do get right here another push down. Because if the push up right here is going to look weak, is going to be on a low volume, probably we are forming right here some kind of a head and shoulders pattern, bearish indication, and in this scenario we can still be looking for another short trade, stop loss above the high, looking for a major push down below 60,000 US dollars. But of course, on the other hand, if the push up is going to look impulsive, in this scenario probably Bitcoin is going to go higher, probably towards the area of 80,000 US dollars. That is right now why, if you want to trade with us, take an advantage of the free 30,000 US dollar bonus with the first link down below in the description. Because right now on Bybit, you register with my link right here, you're going to get 20 USDT completely for free. Also, after you're going to deposit at least 100 USDT, you're going to get another 20 US dollar bonus completely for free. But also, when you're going to open up your first trades, you're going to get even bigger bonuses using the first link down below in the description. But also right now on Bybit, not only you're able to trade crypto, you can even trade forex, commodities, and stock CFDs. But also, if you feel slightly more risky, you can even trade the brand new tokens that are being released. So of course, if you want to be trading with us right here, right now, take an advantage of the free bonuses using the first link down below in the description. Right now, let's actually pay attention to the crypto fear and greed index, because to be honest, it actually does look very interesting. Something I think I was mentioning already in my previous videos, because I was saying to you, if Bitcoin right here is going to get a push toward the upside directly toward our anchored VWAP area of resistance, probably a lot of people are going to go from the fear area directly being slightly more greedy greedy, or in this scenario, we are right now being in the neutral zone. So definitely, people are getting slightly more excited, while Bitcoin right now, of course, is pushing towards the upside. And not only that, some of them are even trading apparently the breakout out of our ascending triangle. But again, something I have been saying for the past few days, looking for a long or a buy position at this specific area, in my opinion, is not really going to be the smartest idea. I'm not saying Bitcoin cannot continue higher. Sure, everything in the market is possible, but the reality is, usually, especially right now that we are getting so many liquidity levels below the recent lows, also when we are comparing the price action with the one from January and also of course with the one from 2022, it seems like we can still be expecting another push down. Probably the bottom of Bitcoin is right now still not in. That is why we should definitely be slightly more careful, looking for another long or a buy trade where we are as right now. Also right now, what if we do apply the money flow indicator on our chart, and let's actually go on the daily time frame. This indicator is definitely pushing higher, and if we are going to go just slightly higher towards the upside, is going to reach the overbought area. Last time we were in the overbought area, Bitcoin was literally trading exactly at the all-time high, and then we got a major collapse back down. Also right here, we were overbought. Bitcoin then definitely got another push towards downside. So I would definitely right to say, where we are as right now, in my opinion, which of course it is not a financial advice, we could be looking for another short or sell trade. That is why I was adding even more capital to my short trade on Ethereum and also to Bitcoin right here. And also, of course, I was taking even more profits on all of my long trades on Bitcoin and Ethereum. But also, I need to be completely transparent with you. I was also in many different trading bots, but the reality is, I right now closed them. And the reason for it is simply because of risk management. If right now Bitcoin is going to get another push towards downside, all of those bots right here probably would actually go out of the range, which simply means they are not going to be trading for us anymore. That is why I closed them. And once Bitcoin potentially right now does get a push down, I'm simply then going to redeploy them. But at least as right now, I don't have any trading bots available at this specific time, but simply it is a risk management thing. I don't want to be holding those specific bots right here, knowing that Bitcoin potentially right now is going to get right here another push down. Additionally, let's right now go also with the RSI and also with the MACD indicator on the 4-hour time frame, because it does look like we reached the overbought right here, but on the MACD indicator actually we are getting a very slight bearish divergence, forming a lower high. Additionally, on the 2-hour time frame, here we are being slightly more bullish actually, because lower low on RSI, higher low on Bitcoin, and the exact same thing also happening on the 1-hour time frame. So I would say like that, if Bitcoin right now does get another push down, hits our liquidity level right here, sure, we could be looking for some kind of a long or a bind position on Bitcoin, because it is going to be some kind of an area of support, stop loss below the recent low. But of course, this specific trade is only going to be some kind of a day trade. I wouldn't be holding this specific trade for a very long period of time, simply because, as we said before, Bitcoin is right now definitely trading at some major areas of resistances. And of course, because of that, primarily, we should not be looking for a long trade right here, but actually only a short or a sell trade. And again, if we are going to start losing our first area of support right here, in my opinion, it is already going to be the first sign of weakness on Bitcoin, when of course potentially we can then say probably the top is going to be in, and let's look for lower targets in the upcoming days. That is right now why, if you want to trade with us right here, take an advantage of the free 30,000 US dollar bonus using the first link down below. You register on Bybit, you're going to get 20 USDT completely for free. You deposit at least 100 USDT, you're then going to get another 20 US dollar bonus. But also, when you're going to open up your first trades, you're going to get even bigger bonuses using the first link down below in the description. But also right now, thank you for smashing up the like button.